What happens when a society forces its people to be good? Nietzsche had an answer, and it wasn't comforting. He believed that when virtue is imposed, it does not produce saints, it produces liars. A society that demands virtue from the outside doesn't cultivate inner goodness. It manufactures masks. Friedrich Nietzsche, the philosopher of suspicion, warned us long ago. Compulsory virtue creates not a moral society, but a hypocritical one. In his eyes, morality was never a matter of obedience. It was a matter of will, of strength, of individual creation. And any system that enforces goodness by threat, whether religious, political, or social, breeds not character, but cowardice. Nietzsche saw modern morality as a cage. Society wants you tame, docile, predictable, and to do that, it wraps you in rules. But do you obey because you believe or because you fear? That's the question Nietzsche kept asking. Because if you only act virtuous when eyes are watching, you're not moral. You're just rehearsing your role in society's theater. Hypocrisy, Nietzsche would say, is born not from evil, but from enforced goodness. When a person cannot question the rules, cannot doubt the doctrines, cannot defy the herd, then rebellion goes underground. Outwardly, they conform. Inwardly, they rot. This is how societies lose authenticity. They smile, they bow, they pray, but inside, there's only resentment. Nietzsche believed that true virtue is like a flame. It burns from within. It must be chosen, not assigned. Imposed morality is dead. It's cold. It's robotic. A man who is forced to be just is not just. He is only domesticated. And Nietzsche hated domestication. He admired the dangerous ones, the ones who choose the harder path. Nietzsche divided morality in two: slave morality and master morality. Slave morality, the morality of the herd, praises meekness, obedience, humility. Master morality, the morality of the powerful, values strength, pride, and self-honesty. Enforced virtue, he argued, is always a product of slave morality, a trick by the weak to control the strong. Modern societies pretend to want goodness, but Nietzsche would call that a lie. What they really want is order, control, obedience dressed as ethics. A man who questions too much, who thinks too freely, is dangerous. So instead of confronting him, they brand him immoral. They exile him. They cancel him. Nietzsche would say, this is cowardice pretending to be righteousness. When everyone is forced to look good, no one dares to be real. And when no one is real, the entire society becomes an echo chamber of masks. This is what Nietzsche feared most, a world where everyone speaks the language of virtue, but no one dares to speak the truth. Nietzsche believed that real morality begins with the individual, not the crowd. The crowd seduces you with comfort, with approval, but it demands your soul in return. Only those willing to stand alone, to suffer misunderstanding, to be hated for their truth, only they can be free. If your virtue was handed to you, it is not yours. If society had to scare you into it, it is not real. And if you hide behind moral rules to avoid judgment, you are not good. You are afraid. Nietzsche didn't want a moral world. He wanted a real one. And in his world, the greatest virtue was honesty. Brutal, naked, unapologetic honesty.